It is Thursday, and today we are doing video number 6 in our 7 series videos sharing about what are the 7 keys to ensure that all of your needs get, and more importantly, stay consistently met. So we've done 1 to 5 already. Today is number 6. So before we dive into that, you know the drill by now. If you are watching live, drop me a little comment so I know that you're here. If you're watching the replay, drop me a little hashtag replay so that I know that you've seen this. So what is key number 6? Key number 6 is interconnectedness. Now, what exactly do I mean by that? So when we talk about interconnectedness in terms of needs, it's really important for us to understand that as a species, as the human race, we are intrinsically interconnected to the people around us. What that means is that if we choose to meet our needs in ways that have a side consequence of costing other people, it actually, without us even necessarily realising it, actually undermines and erodes and costs our own needs without us even necessarily being aware. What it also means is that if we choose to meet our needs in ways that have a side consequence of benefiting other people without us even knowing it, it actually benefits and boosts and bolsters our needs. So what this means is that we need to be not just, obviously it's really important for us to learn how to meet our own needs and find out the ways of meeting our needs that work for us. We've already addressed that in one of the keys, the how. But not only do we need to be aware of the ways that work for us in meeting our needs, we also need to be aware of our impact on the world around us and how the ways that we're meeting our needs impact other people. Now, it's really important when it comes to this to say it's not just, quite often when it comes to thinking about interconnectedness and other people, a lot of people do think of other people in the way that they get their needs met. But what they do is they get the sequence a little bit squiffed. So what do I mean by that? It's a technical term there, a little bit squiffed. So what tends to happen is that a lot of people only meet their needs in ways that will work for other people. So they prioritize what will work for other people. Women especially do a lot of this because we're so used to sacrificing our own needs and prioritizing everyone else around us that we try to fit our needs into the ways that are going to work for everybody else. Now, that's not what I'm saying when I talk about interconnectedness. It is really important to still, as a priority, choose the way of meeting needs that work for you. Choose the ways of meeting the needs that are on the red-green spectrum we talked about a couple of sessions ago, that are at the green end of the spectrum, but also the ones that are at the green end of the spectrum that work specifically for you, that are the ones that are going to nourish you and going to fill you up. Once you've figured that part of the equation out, then we want to look at, if I meet my need this way, what impact is it going to have on other people? Is it going to benefit others, or is it going to cost other people? And then if it's going to cost others, we need to go back and look for what's another way that we can meet our needs, and then check in, and then another way that meets our needs and check in. Because if we end up prioritizing first and foremost what works for other people, we don't actually find the ways that are working for us. We don't actually find the ways that really are going to meet our needs. So what we do is first figure out the priority for us, and then look at the impact it's going to have on those around us to ensure that the ways that we're choosing not only meet our needs primarily, but also are not going to end up costing other people and therefore costing our own needs. Because what can end up happening is that if you find the ways of meeting these, hi Catherine, good to see you. If you find the ways of meeting the needs that work for you but actually cost other people, is that you might be meeting your need this much, but you might actually be unknowingly costing your need this much. And that's what we want to avoid. We want to make sure that all of the energy and all of the effort that we're putting into meeting our needs, we're actually receiving the benefit of. So let's look at a couple of examples. Let's look at an example here. So for example, if somebody was in a marriage and they were having problems in the marriage, things weren't really working, things weren't going to be moving in the way that we wanted them to, or they were expecting them to, what might end up happening is that that person might go and look for their love need or their connection need to be met with somebody else. Now, what ends up happening is that if this is a relationship that has been agreed that it would be a committed relationship between just 2 people, and that's, I mean, there are lots of different variations of a relationship, but if that's the premise and the agreement between the people involved in the relationship, that they will stay loyal and faithful to each other and they won't be involved with anybody else, as soon as that person chooses to go and get their love need met elsewhere, what it actually does is that, yes, it's meeting their need, but it's actually impacting and it's costing the needs of the other person. And as a result, it will end up costing this person's needs and eroding them underneath the surface. Because actually, and for a number of different reasons, it may be that by doing that, they're actually stepping outside of their integrity. So that's going to impact them. By doing that, it's actually going to cost the relationship. So that's going to impact them. So there's all these different ways in which this one choice that may be benefiting this person a little bit actually could be costing them a lot without them necessarily realizing it. So that's just one example, and there are so many others out there of ways in which that we choose to meet our needs in one way, but they might negatively impact another. So another example is that when we look at our emotional needs, obviously it's really important when it comes to meeting our needs that we meet our needs in the ways that that we address our emotions, so we allow ourselves to embrace and feel and healthily express our emotions. If, for example, one of the emotions we're feeling is anger, we might want to really connect to that, feel it, process it so that we can release it. But one of the things that we might want to do is express it. Now, if we choose to express our anger by, for example, shouting at another person, if we shout at another person to try, that's one way that we could express our anger. But what it's going to do, it's going to negatively impact this other person, which actually then erodes our needs because of this interconnectedness between the two of us. If, however, you're like me and the way that you choose to express your anger need, I'll let you in a little secret of mine. One of the ways that I meet my anger need, or meet my need to healthily process and express my anger, is there's a great song, I think it's by Fall Out Boy, called Thanks for the Memories, and it's got this really kind of angsty, angry, frustrated kind of feel to it. And whenever I'm in that space of feeling frustrated or angry and needing to express it to get it out, so I'm feeling it, processing it and expressing it to kind of get it out of my system, what it ends up being is, hi Bettina, good to see you. What ends up happening is that I put that song on and I will sing it at the top of my voice, and I'll move my body in order. I'm still expressing anger, but I'm not doing it in a way that's going to negatively impact somebody else. I do this where I can be by myself, where I can really get into that feeling and I can really get it out of my system by singing, by stomping my feet, by punching the air, all of those things that allow me to move the energy of anger through my body and allow me to release it. But I'm not doing it in a way which negatively impacts somebody else, which means that because of the interconnectedness thing, it's not going to erode my needs. So there's all of these different ways of meeting our needs that will actually take care of our needs, but we also need to be aware of the interconnectedness of humans and how the ways that we choose to meet our needs might end up impacting somebody else, because that will end up looping back and actually affecting our needs and how well they are met. So that's it for today. Thank you so much everyone for being here. I love seeing Bettina and Catherine. I've been seeing you jumping into the comments and chatting with each other. I love this. So that's it for today. Next time we'll be doing the 7th and final key to getting all of your needs consistently met. And then what we will be doing is we'll be dropping back into the regular needs nuggets. So if there is anything you want to know, anything you're struggling with, anything you'd like some support or help with, drop me a comment, send me a message, and I will make sure I add it to the list of needs nuggets to create so that we can make sure that you're getting the support that you need with meeting your needs, especially with the challenging times that we're all in at the moment. That's it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon. Lots of love. Have a great day. Bye-bye.